once on Global Radio 99.5 FM.
Give me some straight talk, and hold the sugar, please. That talk sounds plenty sweet to me. Well, talk to me in circles and some mumble jive. Give me just straight talk, and we're gonna be all right.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Straight Talk. Today is Monday, the 8th day of May. 2 days remaining before D-Day. Before we go to the polls, and I want to make some programming announcements right now. Straight Talk will be coming to you live tomorrow evening from the Carnival site at the Queen Elizabeth Sports Center. We will begin our broadcast around 6 p.m. And so there will be no show tomorrow day. We will broadcast from the Carnival site, Queen Elizabeth Sports Center, at 6 p.m., beginning 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. I want to say welcome to all of our listeners. Is Aaron Bailey? All right. Oh, thank you very much. We'll be broadcasting from Aaron Bailey Park, beg your pardon, 6 p.m. on Tuesday. That's tomorrow, the 9th day of May at 6 p.m. at the R.M. Bailey Park on Robinson Road. I want to say good afternoon to all our listeners and welcome you to Straight Talk. I'm your host, Gregory Colley, along with my co-host, Martin Albury. We are broadcasting live on Global 99.5 FM from our studios located at Shirley Street and Elizabeth Avenue, downtown Nassau in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Today's show is being brought to you by Doc's Pharmacy, located Robinson Road, by Massa Assist, located Village Road, by Nature's Gifts Fresh Roasted Peanuts, located Market Street South, by Sammy's Chicken, 5 locations to choose from, by First Choice Appraisals and Sales, by Frankie Campbell and the Southern Shores Free National Movement Association, by Geneva Brass Seafood, located Eden Street off Farrington Road, by LRD Construction, and by Bannister and Purpose Election Dialogue Talk Show. To participate in our show today, you can call us at telephone number 326-0271, that's 326-0271, or 326-0272, that's 326-0272. You can also text us at 552-7902, that's 552-7902. We are streaming live at www.globalradio995fm.com. That's www.globalradio995fm.com. In addition, you can also watch us live on Facebook. We are streaming live on Facebook. You can just sign into Facebook, go to your search window, type in Global Radio 995 FM, and just like us, follow us on Facebook, and you can get in the conversation. You can send your comments and participate in the show. I want to say good afternoon to our producer and engineer, Nathan, and my co-host, Martin Aubrey. Martin, this shirt on you look kind of gold today on the TV.
Thank you very much. I'm feeling gold. Some people are feeling prophetic, but I'm feeling poetic today. So let the music play.
Well, I have never seen an election with so many billboards. There are billboards all over the place. I know it was abandoned, left dilapidated on the corner of St. Vincent Road and Fayette Avenue. I saw some clearing there. But if you go past the PLP hub, the whole house plastered.
And on the way to church yesterday morning, one person asked me, is that building going to be used as a polling station? I said, I think you are right. It's a polling station for the PLP because they seem as if they are also getting ready to have a big barbecue. The grills might be coming out also on that location.
Well, I don't know. I don't know whether they have taken control of it. I know it's been abandoned for quite a long time. I saw the big trucks hauling away debris and so forth, cleaning it up. But I didn't know they were cleaning up to make it look so messy. I thought somebody was going to occupy it. but that looks more junky and more.
Well, they are not going to be
Unsightly.
using any paint anytime soon. They have the building plastered with posters. So that's a new decoration.
Another thing, on our way coming here, before I came here, I got a call on my telephone, and there was some research company. It looks like the Progressive Liberal Party is continuing to poll people to find out what's going on. Obviously, I don't believe they're quite satisfied with the numbers they're getting. And so there's a last-ditch effort trying to persuade those undecided voters to follow the PLP, to sway to their side. But I believe a lot of people's minds have already been made up, and the last-minute jockeying and canvassing, it may swing a couple of people, but the majority of people, I believe, already made up their minds.
Well, my friend, when you see the leader of the Progressive Liberal Party, Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Glaston Christie, missing 3 major rallies over the last couple of days and concentrating his efforts almost exclusively in Maikal, Mayagona, Acklands, and Crooked Island, trying to assist V. Alfred Gray in keeping that seat in Maikal. It tells me that they are feeling threatened by Miriam Emanuel of the Free National Movement in the Maikal constituency, because in broad daylight, the Prime Minister is moving door to door, unheard of, along with Mr. V. Alfred Gray in Acklands and Inago and in Crooked Island, trying to convince people not to leave Mr. Gray's side. And I understand that they've just had the results from a poll done by foreign consultants who have given them some bad news. And they are being told that they could possibly lose seat to the young Travis Robinson of the Free National Movement, that Dr. B.J. Nottage is in trouble in that constituency. So when you see they're pulling out all of the stops, I think they are getting some terrible news that they really do not want to hear at this time. But I was also taken aback just last evening watching what was advertised to be a national gospel concert, a time of prayer and revival for the free and safetiness of the next general election. They were calling on Almighty God, they tell me, praying that we will have a clean, violent-free general election on Wednesday. But lo and behold, what they turned that into was a political gospel concert rally praying for the Progressive Liberal Party to win the next general election. And when I look at it, I thought it was a travesty. You told me you would be out there calling on the name of the Almighty to protect all Bahamians, to ensure, asking his intervention, that we have a free and fair general election. And you had your gospel singers out there praising. But at the end of the day, it all boiled down to a political rally under the guise of a national time of prayer. I thought that was so amazing.
Well, you can't say that you were surprised, because any well-thinking Bahamian, if you see there is a call of anything called national, and the PLP has something to do with it, it only ain't national for the PLP. It ain't national for the country. You can see who the headliner was Dwight Ambrister, was the MC. I can tell you right then what the program is all going to be. That's going to be pure PLP. And then you see the performers. You see Bishop Lawrence Roll. You know that's PLP.
The singing prophet.
You see what the woman name?
The evangelist Rachel Mackey.
Rachel Mackey. You know that's PLP. So what you expect? That was a PLP affair. So they're gonna be praying to God the PLP win. That's all. That was no national concert. That's a national concert for the Progressive Liberal Party. Now, that's out of the way. Let me read the editorial. Let me get down to business. Well, one of the things I want to deal with today in particular As much as they've been cussing and railroading and countercharging what Papa had to say, LP or nobody answer the questions that Papa put to them.
And there's more to come.
Nobody answered the questions. All they're doing is spewing out allegations, innuendos, and trying to castigate Papa. But nobody answering the question. So that's what we need to focus on. Why are they avoiding the questions?
And we're going to put the questions back to you.
Yeah, why are they avoiding the questions?
What are the questions? We will put them back to you.
And what is it that the Progressive Liberal Party is so intent on hiding from the Bahamian people? Why are they spending all of this money? They talk about the F&M got money. They got plenty money.
Why
you can
is
see they're
Prime Minister
outspending the F&M almost 4-1.
Why is Prime Minister Perry Christie trying to hold on to power? They say he's riding a tiger, and he's trying hard not to fall off the tiger. He should slip and fall, then he will be devoured by the tiger.
All right. I'm going to read you an editorial from the Tribune today under the headline, Bahamians Can't Afford Short Memories in This Election. And you see, we have to remind people because we tend to forget very quickly. That's why the Progressive Liberal Party do things the last minute because they have an idea. They did their search that Bahamians, things like you say, your grandma say things only last 9 days. After 9 days gone, they look for new things. That's over.
Yes, sir. Give me something new.
The short memories of the American voter is what keeps our politicians in office. Quip American humorist and actor Will Rogers. The same can be said of Bahamian voters and their politicians. In years past, a bottle of rum and a 4-shilling note would blank a memory and win a vote. Today, voters demand more for their votes, but the results are the same. These inducements will not carry them over 5 years under a government that has failed them in many ways, including creating employment. 2 days before police officers were to cast their ballots in last week's advance poll, the Cabinet Office announced that government had promoted 851 of them to various ranks. Promotions, long overdue, would now take immediate effect from the first of the year. And at a PLP rally just a week before that, Prime Minister Christie, in the euphoria of the moment, announced that after 4 years of argument that went as far as the appeals court, his government had buckled. It had decided to obey the Supreme Court's ruling, upheld by the Court of Appeal, and police officers and men owed overtime for years, 2013 and 14, would be paid. Their first payment would be issued on May 29th, 19 days after Wednesday's general election. Was the timing of the announcement just a coincidence, or was it a deliberate inducement before they go to vote? Coming so close to the general election, Bahamians saw it as an inducement. We hope police officers accepted it for what it was and voted their conscience. Keith Bell, State Minister for National Security, who not long ago wore the uniform of the Royal Bahamas Police Force officer, saw nothing wrong with the timing of the promotions. In his view, there was neither a right nor wrong time for promotions. The officers are well deserving. It is what it is, he said. We agree that the officers are deserving, and as such, they should have had their promotions last year. But as Mr. Bell said, it is what it is. For many Bahamians, it has all the earmarks of an inducement before an election. On the other hand, Marvin Dames, who also until fairly recently was a deputy commissioner of police in the force, but is now the F&M's candidate for Mount Moriah, saw the promotions, although well-deserved, as a sham. Why do you have to promote around election time, he asked. Mind you, it is good, and the officers could do with a few more dollars in their pockets. But even they can see this as a sham. In May 2012, Mr. Christie, then in opposition, would have agreed with Mr. Dames. In fact, Mr. Christie had such strong views on the matter that he pledged that if his party won the 2012 election, he would introduce legislation to outlaw that sort of thing. When an election period starts, it is just open bribery, he said at the time. We just have to start moving our country forward and have our democracy respected, he declared. At the time, 2012, Mr. Christie, then in opposition, was accusing the Ingram administration of attempting to bribe voters with jobs and contracts. I have been very dissatisfied with the extent to which the governing party has been able to use the public treasury. The fact that we were hearing that hundreds of people were being employed, there is no way of explaining that. That is an inducement of the grossest kind and the abuse of the people concerned to be given out contracts in the middle of a campaign. He said he proposed to announce before we go to the general vote that the PLP will move legislation to outlaw that when an election period starts, you just cannot do that sort of thing. It is just open bribery, he declared. In his words, there was no doubt about it. It was bribery, plain and simple. Mr. Christie and his PLP won the 2012 election, and here we are 5 years later with rewards being given just a few days before the elections. Obviously, Mr. Christie had forgotten his pledge to the people 5 years ago that it would never happen again. However, in 2007, the FNM led by Hubert Ingram criticized the government 2002-2007 for offering contracts too close to the 2007 election. Mr. Ingram vowed that should the FNM win that election, his government would stop and review all of those last-minute contracts. True to his word, the contracts were reviewed, some were amended, others were canceled. The Bahama Heads of Agreement was one of the contracts renegotiated and amended. This is one of the many differences between these two governments now offering to serve the Bahamian people for another 5 years. On Wednesday, Bahamians must decide whether they want a government that keeps its word or one that often suffers memory loss when it comes to promises. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A reminder of what Mr. Perry Gladstone Christie had to say in the run-up to the 2012 general election. He pledged that he would introduce legislation that no government going forward would be able to use the public purse as an inducement, offering bribes to civil servants and to awarding contracts while in the middle of the campaign. But we know, as a matter of record, Mr. Christie has done worse than the FNM, and they have sunken this whole process to a new level, to a new low, where even up to the day, they are still giving out contracts. They are still giving out inducements. But I believe the Bahamian people are saying it's too little, too late. In fact, Mr. Christie and his government must be reminded that they have failed 2 referendums. That alone is enough to change the government. If you lose one, as the FNM did in 2002, and the Bahamian people kicked them out for losing 1 referendum, well, what do you think about losing 2 referendums? Surely, even with all these other missteps, you don't need any other excuse to kick the PLP out.
Well, as I said earlier, you know, some people are being very, very prophetic. They are telling us all of their predictions, and they are hearing this from telling this one the next thing, and they're telling you publicly what their prophecy is all about. Well, I told you I'm not a prophet, but I'm going to be poetic today. And I want you, in helping others who might have a short memory, to recall some of the very many promises that the government made, and you can decide for yourselves whether those promises were fulfilled or whether they are still outstanding. But I'm going to turn to a poem that was written by a person by the name of MG, and they're calling themselves a Bahamian voter, and MG is acknowledging that this poem is based on the song Promises by O.C. Smith, written by H.B. Barnum and Ben Raleigh, and it is entitled Promises, Promises. Promises, you keep making promises, you keep breaking. You said we'd get 10,000 jobs. You said you'll only go half a term. You said you'd be ready from day one, still waiting for that day to come. You said we'll get mortgage relief. These were the first ones you didn't keep. You said there would be accountability. You said there would be transparency. You said you'd be guided by the referendum. Boy, you sure made us look dumb. We voted. We were led by our souls. After you lost, you said it was an opinion poll. You said you had the answer to crime. Remember those famous billboards from the last time? You promised we would be relieved, but now even more families grieve. As our young people die in the streets, all you do is shuffle your feet. You said we could go and pray to God for what we wanted him to do. It was said and done. We still have to come back to you. Wow, you are such a big hero. I beg you to remember Pharaoh. Now, Carnival, you said, would make us millions. Tourists would flock here. It would be titillating. I didn't like the idea, but went along for the ride. After all, the road party, even during Eastertide. We can't see the profit. Where's the prize? Now you say it was never a money-making enterprise. Promises, promises. Oh, so worthless. I only wish you could make them hurt less. Bahama was to open. I left my other job. It's closed. It will open. It's sold. Man, this situation makes my head spin. I've lost my home and my car. Everything. And VAT. Oh, my Lord, that VAT. I really don't know what to say about that. Every day, more of the money is gone with no return. But you said it would pay down the national debt. It didn't happen, but when you explained, I started to fret. Because we found out Alcides as the alibis. Let's see. Bamsi burned down. The dump on fire. Millions missing from all over the place. No one persecuted. The money must be in cyberspace. Ministers and MPs doing as they please. Denali, the gas water, 4 downgrades. Man, Bahamians, you need some ease. Now you ask for 5 more years to finish what you wanted to do. Why? And what? Believe in Bahamas? What's that slogan? Was it even true? What else, pray tell, can you do? Remember that half-term thing? But you'll give us free electricity after you win. Why wait? Give it now. Just let it be. Over 5,000 in the dark, and they still cannot see. You say you'll make my life better. Well, 5 years ago, I got that same letter. Now I'm worse off than before, and here you are, again, knocking at my door. Same old story, same old song. How can you believe in me like you say you do, knowing there's nothing so untrue? And those promises from you. Tell me, man, why do you stick up your finger? Didn't you think that image would linger? All over the Bahamas and all over the world? Have you no regard for us, for the children here, the ones you claim you love so dear? I cry shame. My respect for you has disappeared. Oh, trust me, there's so much more. But there's only so much space and so much time. Besides, I've got to try to make a dime. They say a promise is a comfort to a fool. Buddy, you must think I'm the biggest one of all. To believe I'll get a piece of the pie, how can you look me dead in my eye and lie? Do you recall the promises? Do you have a short memory? 4 shillings and a bottle of rum could buy a vote in the 1950s and the 1960s. What will it cost today? No. What will it cost on Wednesday? Police overtime payments. They have been promised to come by the end of this month. Many of them already voted. They were in the polls last week. You remember? Days ago, 851 policemen and women were promoted. Was that an inducement to vote for the PLP? Was it a sham? Many contracts have been given out during the election campaign. Was that bribery? Is it too little, too late? Well, I'm going to tell you some more in just a moment.
All right. Play here on air before you take our break. I got a clip here by QC Harvey Tynes.
Baby,
What
give
did
me my
Mr.
shoes
QC
over
Harvey
there,
Tynes
give me my shoes over there, give me my...
On the 10th of May, we as a people will choose a government to save our country. Our country is in serious trouble. Violent crime is out of control. Unemployment is rampant. We are rapidly losing our young people to hopelessness and despair. The May 10th elections are all about saving our children, saving our country. I believe this is our last chance to save our country. I happen to like Perry Gladstone Christie. The man has a big heart and a great sense of humor. And I like people like that. Perry Christie happens to be one of my favorite people. 5 years ago, Christie begged us to give him a second chance. He admitted he had messed up his first time around. Christie promised us that he would be our bridge to the future, and I believed him. He was humble. He seemed sincere. I voted PLP. Most Bahamians voted PLP. We chose Perry Christie to lead our country out of the mess it was in. Now, 5 years later, what has Christie given us in return? He gave us a failed referendum on gambling. Christie told us that he had no horse in the race. Yet he spent millions of our tax dollars promoting the yes vote. No. But he legalized web shop gambling anyway. It meant that Christie lied to us when he said he had no horse in the race. His horse lost. But worse than that, he wasted millions of our tax dollars. More recently, Christie gave us a failed referendum on citizenship. Again, he lied to us by telling us it was a referendum on gender equality. Again, he spent millions of our tax dollars promoting the yes vote. Our people voted no. Again, his horse lost. Again, he wasted our money. He also gave us VAT, a crippling tax burden on the poorest of our people, who are now literally starving to death. He gave us a series of downgrades in our credit rating as a country to a current level of junk status. And now we are in danger of our Bahamian dollar being devalued. Meanwhile, violent crime in our country has gone completely out of control. And now comes the shocking news that senior, well-paid members of Christie's cabinet are out there begging rich foreigners for personal favors instead of working to protect our interests as a people. Let us face the truth. Perry Christie has been a dismal failure, a complete disaster.
Girl, if I don't ever, never. Girl, if I don't ever see you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The comments from Queen's Counsel, Mr. Harvey Tynes. And we're going to take our first break. And when we come back, we're going to open up the phone lines and take your telephone calls, your text messages. Once again, I want to remind you that you are tuned in to Straight Talk. This is Global 99.5 FM with your host, Gregory Colley, along with Martin Albury. We'll be right back after we hear from our sponsors.
Straight talk, straight talk. Mojo, mojo. Straight talk, straight talk.
There is only one pharmacy in Nassau that never says no and offers you great service. Doc's Pharmacy in the Ridgeland Mall for all of your pharmaceutical and prescription needs. At Doc's Pharmacy, great service is more than just giving prices. Filling your prescription is easy. Just call 322-3627 today. Doc's Pharmacy in the Ridgeland Mall, Robinson Road. Never says no.
Bahamas. Can you feel it? Can you see it? Change is on the way.
48 hours before decision time, and the PLP are getting more and more desperate.
They can feel the change coming. They can feel that it's the people's time. The Free National Movement will hold a mass rally today, Monday, May 8th, at the Carnival site at the QE Sports Center. Come and join your F&M Change team as they bring the message for a better Bahamas.
Come and be a part of your movement.
The People's Movement. This one will be hard. Our next Prime Minister of the Bahamas, our leader, Dr. Hubert Minnis, will share with you his plans for the burning issue.
Color Red is on the move today at 8 p.m.
The Carnival site, QE Sports Center.
Change is here.
It's the people's time.
The PLP them say that they sorry. Yes, they know, we know that they let us down, but it's much too late to say sorry.
For fast and efficient appraisals of homes, vacant land, and businesses, your choice should be First Choice Appraisal and Real Estate Sales. Contact broker appraiser Gregory Colley for all your real estate sales and appraisals. Call 422-3010, 565-8896, or 341-0582 for listings of vacant land, residential and commercial properties, and all your appraisal needs.
LRD Construction has a proven track record as a general building and construction company. Its remarkable team is ready to provide quality and proficient service on projects big or small. LRD Construction can handle large commercial sites, new homes, apartments, condominiums, townhouses, home improvements, renovations, additions, and alterations. Call LRD Construction at 327-3769 or 433-6166. West Winds, Love Beach. That's LRD Construction.
Global 99.5 FM and Straight Talk will broadcast the 2017 general election results live beginning 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Join Straight Talk host Gregory Colley and Martin Albury for up-to-the-minute general election results from the close of the polls to the final tally. Tune in to Global 99.5 FM for the complete rundown and political analysis of the 175 candidates in 39 constituencies on General Election Day. Don't you dare miss it. Southern Shores, you deserve better, and better is coming soon. Team Campbell has mobilized and is ready to restore a clean environment free from illegal dumping, dredging, and unkept streets. Team Campbell will restore the spirit of community where law enforcement and residents will work hand in hand to ensure safety and security. Your highways will be fixed so that motorists can move around quickly while also ensuring the safety of your pedestrians. You know him as 40, and whenever the bell rings, vote Frankie Campbell, Free National Movement.
Hello, my name is Frankie Campbell, and I approve this
Peanut!
message.
Peanut! The best tasting roasted peanuts in the whole wide world are Nature's Gifts Roasted Peanuts. Proprietor Derek Sims applies his personal touch by roasting peanuts to perfection. Get your peanuts in light, medium, and dark. Call 431-7710 to place your order. Nature's Gifts Roasted Peanuts on Market Street and Bacardi Road.
Who are you going to vote for? Are you a diehard supporter, undecided, or do you believe that it's time for a change? Well, Popper and Bannister need to know. Who are you gonna vote for? Join Popper and Bannister live election dialogue on Global 99.5 FM Sundays 5 to 7 p.m. That's Popper and Bannister live election dialogue each Sunday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Global 99.5 FM. Be straight up and be real with your choice.
Want to reach your target audience? Advertise here at Global Radio 99.5. We hit the mark every time. This is Straight Talk with Gregory McCauley. Call in and participate at 326-0271 on Global Radio 99.5 FM.
Give me some straight talk, and hold the sugar, please.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Straight Talk. In case you're just joining us, this is your host, Greg Colley, along with my co-host, Martin Albury, and you are tuned in to Straight Talk, coming to you live from Global 99.5 FM. We want to say welcome to all of those of you who are listening in the Family Islands, especially those of you in Mangrove Key Andros, in Gregory County, Luthera, and those of you who are listening by way of Freeport, Grand Bahama. We want to welcome all of our listeners throughout the Bahamas. In fact, we have listeners in Crooked Island and Maguana and Acklins, and they're hearing us all the way. They are tuning on the internet. And outside of the Bahamas, we have folk who have called us. They have given us their comments all the way from Africa and the United States of America. Martin Albury, you know, we are at this juncture in our just 2 days away from the Bahamian people making a very, very important decision. Harvey Times described it that we are at a point in our life. This is the most important decision. We are at a grave. It's very, very grave in our country. And we need to be careful. We need to be sober-minded going into this election. We cannot be caught up with emotions. This is a very, very pivotal election for the country. We have suffered 4 downgrades in the last 5 years. Our economy is not growing. Unemployment is very high. We have VAT, and we're still not doing as well as we should be doing. Our economy is simply not growing. We're not finding the number of jobs that are required to sustain our young people. People are finding harder and harder to make ends meet. We see more persons are turning to social services for assistance. I don't know about you, but I've seen in the last several years, more and more people are taking it to the streets. They're laying in the streets. They're begging. You remember in the lead up to the 2012 election, the Progressive Liberal Party spoke about how many persons who were sleeping in their cars, who are without jobs and couldn't find it. They promised 10,000 jobs in the first 100 days. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just say right now, frankly, we really should not be thinking about re-electing the Progressive Liberal Party. Only those who are blind, who are blindly led, who really does not comprehend or fail to comprehend or just has to be part of the conspiracy to even be considering the Progressive Liberal Party re-electing the Progressive Liberal Party. The number of missteps that the government has made, Prime Minister has to be left late. I know Harvey Times said that Perry Christie has a good heart, but I don't believe Perry Christie got no good heart. That's only what people keep saying, because if Perry Christie had a good heart, he would not allow the number of victimizations that go on in this country. The number of stories that end up to us in the media about being victimized, people not being given contracts if they're not PLP. I know personally of what goes on down at National Insurance. If you ain't PLP, dog, eat your lunch. You can tell me that Perry Christie don't know that that's going on. Nobody can tell me that he does not sanction it or does not approve of it. I don't care how many people talk about him having good heart. He is playing good cop, bad cop with the Bahamian people. They're trying to project him as someone who has the people's interests at heart, but that's not to be fair. You see, don't listen to what they say. You got to look at their actions. Look at what they do.
Well, as you said, and we heard in the clip by Mr. Harvey Tynes, Quick QC, who even though he says Prime Minister Perry Christie has a good heart, he has described Mr. Perry Christie as a dismal failure as the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And it begs the question today, are we Bahamians suffering from short-term memory, or are we blind considering the many missteps of the PLP government? And on how you feel and what you think, I'll ask you another question. Are the Bahamian people more corrupt than the PLP? Because we gave you a litany of missteps that they have made over the past 4-5 years. But in recent time, in just the last couple of months, over the last 2 months, Prime Minister Perry Christie and the Progressive Liberal Party government, they have been faced with criticism from locals and internationals. The most recent one occurred after the last-minute decision by the organizers of the Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival to put a stop to the carnival, and then just days later, they say carnival will proceed, causing serious problems for people who had made plans to come to carnival. Well, carnival is now over. I've heard nothing about how much money they spend this time or how much they made.
You never get it because you don't get a report from the first one.
We will not know.
But
we know that we stand to lose not millions this time, thousands, because the money has been,
cut down.
Yeah, they cut the money.
All right,
down.
we got a call on the line. Our first caller. Welcome to Straight Talk. Good afternoon, caller.
Hey, good afternoon, man, Norby, and good afternoon, Brother Colin.
Good afternoon.
Hey, after Friday, call to your show, right?
Yeah.
You said they made some adjustments?
You mean to the paper? Is it the candidates?
Yeah.
Yeah, they listen to us.
All right. Now, this is what I want to tell you. I want to make some adjustment or my prediction.
Okay.
Because it looks like the climate changed a little bit. After former Prime Minister Hubert Papa Ingram has changed the political climate, temperature, landscape, atmosphere in the country. Things do look good right now for the PLP, as I can see on the ground. Right? Talking to some PLP generals, the people are angry and they are frustrated, and I think it could be some big upset. Now, I got to do the thing over. Being in Grandtown, from what I hear on the ground, that boy Travis Robinson will win that. The FNM will win that. This coming from the PLP generals now. Bamboo Town, the FNM will win that. Carmichael, the FNM will win that. Senegal, they say Perry Christie might be gone this time. Because the people them saying in Farm Road, they eat the head of the corruption and everything going on. They ain't supporting them this time. So it ain't look good. They got about 200 people on the ground working, trying to get the people, but they said they think they fooling with them this time.
They on that run.
Yes, that. I think the PLP still go on to that. Engliston, the PLP can still hold on to that. Fort Charlotte, the PLP still go hold on to that. That was a toss-up, but I think Alfred Sayers can pull out on that. Foxtel, I think Fred Mitchell can edge out Chanel Ferguson. Freetown, FNM, the Agla can beat Wayne Monroe. Cardinals, Benson Roll, he can beat Kendall Major because of the way he's supposed to speak. He was really, the main daily job to the people of the constituency and mentioning them for them. So I think he got it on that one. Golden Gate, PLP, Shane can survive. Golden Eyes, I think that getting to the FNM now, according to what I hear on the ground. Kalani, again to the FNM. Marathon, I hear on the ground, that's still a toss-up. That's very hard to call because Jerome Fitzgerald still survives. So
he's spending bloody money.
Yeah, he still may survive.
Spending bloody money.
Got a lot of support. All in Engliston, Washington Street, Miami Street, you got Minnie Street, Bedolia Street, Ida Street, all of them going to go straight up to Marathon now you got. And they hide in the PLP Glenatana constituency of Engliston, you see. So he may survive. With all the Union Religion, Peril and all them. Mount Moriah, FNM. Nassau Village, I understand the FNM may win that. Also in Muchi, pick up some ground. The people never get FNM in Nassau Village this time. Pinewood look like it's staying with the PLP because of that split with Lincoln Bean and Ruben Raman and make it hard for the FNM to win that one. Sedan, the FNM. St. Barnabas look like again with the PLP. Seabreeze, that look like again back to the PLP too. South Beach, FNM. Southern Shores, FNM. Salt Pines, Leslie Miller look like he can survive this one. It could be close. Yamaco, Melanie, pull out the name by short margin, not no big gap this time. And Central, Grand Bahama, I understand, or 5 of these seats getting to the FNM this time.
All right. Okay, Prophet.
Central Grand Bahama gone, East Grand Bahama gone, Marco City gone, Pirates gone. I'm talking to Big General over the weekend. Seems like West Grand Bahama, Obi West going to be gone.
What are your numbers? What are your numbers, Prophet?
I got 26, two going up right now, 13 and to the PLP and 1 toss up.
All right, give me the first number.
Give me the first number.
You say 23 for the FNM?
No, I said I got 25 for the FNM.
25, okay.
Yeah, 13.
Okay, and one toss up. Where that toss up is?
That's Maradona. That's still out the call.
Okay,
he said
too close to
still
call.
fighting. He may survive. And like I say, them 2 seats, but just come across, them Lucy, that's being down and Centerville.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much, Prophet. Let's take the next call. Welcome, Straight Talk. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my two friends. How you all doing today?
I'm fine. How are you today?
Mr. Coley,
Yes.
you remember I talked to you a couple of days ago?
Well, you got to jog my memory. I got so much things I've been talking about a couple of days.
Oh, then anyhow, I can remind. When you hear what I say now, you will remember.
Okay.
Look here. I don't want nobody running, come around me, spending their on their breath. You remember that, what I said to you?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want nobody come my house spending their on their breath. Okay?
That's your good friend?
Not my friend. My friend is Jesus. Listen.
Used to be your good friend then?
Used to, yeah.
All right. I know. I just want you to call out name. I know what we talk about then.
Yeah, you know, because I talk to you, okay?
Okay, yeah.
And,
But they say they don't drink liquor.
Huh?
They say they don't drink liquor.
Well, that's too bad. I smell it.
Okay. And I know you have a sensitive nose.
They say
And I don't
cough
drink,
medicine.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't drink, okay?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
cough medicine. Yes.
That caller just now, what say to you about Pinewood? Yeah, the PLP may win that for true.
They might win it for true?
Yeah, in Pinewood. All right?
Your Mr. Keyless Rule with the who had allegedly the stolen vehicle get back in there?
But ain't nothing you could do with that, okay?
No?
All right? Listen to me what I want to say to you again.
Okay.
And what I would say to you, all these things on the post, they pull all the FNM sticker off, off the post them. And all I see is a PLP one.
That's all right.
Listen, my dog, because Paul don't vote.
That's right.
My dog in the back, he's on his rear shade, he ready to go vote,
Okay. All right.
All right.
We got another call on the line.
And no, I finished yet.
Okay, quickly for us, because we got another call.
Listen, and guy.
Who Jamaican guy?
Who he say the people throw water on him? There's a carnival.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What happened to that? You already had that story go?
No, you mean this is supposed to be the not the one who they say were gay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What about it?
Where did that take place? On the
They said at the carnival. Somewhere, I don't know.
I hear that take place at a bar or something like that.
All right. Yeah. So what about it?
I know what's going on. They can't come here in this country playing sissy around here.
Well, they should be. Well, listen, if they want to be sissy, I tell them they can be sissy, but just don't come around me. And you don't bother me, and I don't bother you. That's fine.
They know the babies get.
But we have to be a little bit more tolerant, as long as they're not bothering you. I don't think we have a right. You don't have the right to beat up nobody.
I know, but they do that to him. They should not do that to him.
That's right.
That's right. Not do that to him.
Yeah, no, that's not right.
That's not right.
Okay, we got another caller.
All right.
Thank you very much. Welcome, Straight Talk caller. Good afternoon.
Good day, Rev, and the producer, and Martin, and all the listeners.
Good day. How are you?
Hey, thank God for life as usual. I believe that carnival thing, from what people describe to me, homosexual or not, they need to do that privately. They need to do that somewhere. Take that from out of the community. Get it somewhere, like, on the old strip or something. The main thing is get private so they can carry
You mean the carnival celebration on the whole?
They should stop it. on the whole, right? We don't need that,
Boy,
right?
I
But
see-
if they could do it,
Papa,
yes,
if you
sir?
see some of them pictures that they were parading around, I mean, it'll make you hang your head in shame.
Here, some of them.
It is sinful.
Oh boy. But Rev, on a serious note, also, I'm just saying that if they can do it, right, then do it privately. Don't do that, because that man talking about people throw water on him. Thank God that wasn't something else get thrown on you. Don't do that. They have the right to be sissy if they want to, but they shouldn't be like up in people's face. Go do that private and go make your money. The government need to let somebody privatize. They need to privatize that or stop doing that in the whole. Because I don't understand. It only causing a bunch of confusion. And don't care who government and power that side could be.
But you see, when you introduce these things, Carnival on a whole, everybody know more about Carnival. That is a sinful celebration.
Really, really, really. That's what
So
I
when we
understand
introduce
it to
that,
be.
if we didn't have enough social ills in this country, we certainly didn't need another carnival to add to it.
So you don't think Dr. Minister them will continue it if they were?
Well, he said they will privatize it. The government will not have any hands in it.
Okay, that's a good idea. And if they could do it, could do that somewhere on a back road somewhere. Keep that from around people, because you can cause people get hurt or people get in trouble enough to go to jail. That don't make no sense.
See, the government should not be leading people in a sinful way of living.
No, the government shouldn't do it, but like they should have. All right, see, the government represent all the people. Like somebody says, a Tradia law, Tradia. I'd go mad. What the word is in Middle East? That law, what they get? Where
Sharia.
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 Sharia. Yeah, sure. Spell it.
Sharia.
Spell it.
Wow.
So I can pronounce it. Anyhow, that law, right, in the Bahamas, I don't think we have that just so.
SHARIE.
Oh, S, sure, sure. All right. So I'm saying that they could be sissy if they want to. We can't kill them for that, right? But they shouldn't be up in your face like that. So I say no to the carnival, right? And if they could do it on a private road. I was trying to get to the toss-up thing which you are talking about. Although I'm blind and can't see, right? I feel like North and South Andres, from what I hear from my people, them, Master Point and South part of Andres, those two areas could be tossed up. Either the PLP vendor or the independent candidate. That's what I hear. You see Carmichael Road with my good friend, Desmond Bannister. I love him. Keith Bell. I think it's going to be a toss-up there, too. Also in Bamboo Town with my good friend, Senator Burrows, and my other good friend with a man named Ranwood Wells. So I don't think you could call them like that. It's going to be tight. And those three would give the whole example for the whole election all over the Bahamas. It ain't going to be easy. It could be tight. People saying this and that, but only God knows what it could be. I could give my opinion also. I say 20 to 19 or something like that, or 21 to 18 or something like that. I believe it's a possibility. Two of those
in
members of the parliament could be independent.
In favor of who?
Well, I believe two of the members, to be honest, because it's only 39. Like I say, the toss-up in North and South, they independent members who I believe could win those seats. Vincent Pete in the North, and the lady, Miss Shami in Austin, I believe that's the name.
In the South?
You know, keep your eyes open for them, you all who could see, and your ears open wide.
Okay.
Like I was saying,
Well,
right?
Vincent Pete definitely is a big threat.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know to what extent.
Everybody get their opinion, Rev, and the PLP to tell you, oh, we ain't get no time to go back and all that stuff, but the people can make the decision at the end of the day. Just how they do it with Whitney Basti.
Yes.
I can count on my Andrews people, North and South, to do the right thing, what they need to do to benefit themselves.
And the people know that this election for the PLP, they either win it or they lose it. For anybody else, it's a victory.
Yeah, I didn't hear that, but Martin,
I said the people know that for the PLP, there are two options. The PLP stands to lose something, first of all, and they also stand. Well, they are the government. They are the government. No, but they are the government. They are the government. The only thing they could do is lose.
Martin, you could say that. It's my opinion to answer what you say, Martin. I don't expect you to agree with me. You could say that in the South, not the North. But I believe if Vincent Pete wins the city, will.
No, but I think with Papa, what Martin is saying, the government has something
to lose.
They have the government.
Yes.
They own the government right now.
Yes.
So the only thing they stand now is to lose. They get, they can't win nothing else. They can just lose.
That's your opinion. Listen
no. You miss it. I don't want you to say that they can lose. I'm not saying they can lose. I said they have something.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
No, it's a possibility.
You have two options.
They only have two options. And you see, what you have to understand is people.
So what is the two options, Rev?
They either win or they lose.
What is the two options, Rev?
They either win or they lose.
Yes, that's a fact.
Yes,
that's a fact.
That's what
win or lose.
They don't win the government. They retain the government.
Well, I say
but they can lose
or
it.
lose. That's it. retain or lose. I believe they can retain, and I won't get to that right
That's
now.
the point you're trying to make.
Okay, I believe the government is going to retain. You say they get something to lose. I listen to you just now, Rev, and I respect your opinion, and no one should hit you for that. Just like how I get my opinion, Rev. You say you don't see no reason why people should waste time in dealing, like paraphrasing, Rev, with the Progressive Liberal Party, right?
There should be no consideration
Rev,
at all.
Listen, Rev, you don't have to repeat yourself again. You just tell me I'm paraphrasing you, right? Rev, I don't know if you have any family members them who support anyone different from the Free National Movement.
Oh no, I have a big family that supports the Progressive Liberal. Let me tell you the point. Hold on, you ain't hear what I say. I have a big family that supports the Progressive Liberal Party.
Okay, listen to me. So the point is
a big part of it.
Okay, that's great. Even if it was small. Listen here, Rev. Even if it was small, my point is right. Everybody get their right to do what they got to see. Rev, when you say don't waste your time, you shouldn't be wasting time. You gotta respect Rev for that. Rev, you point out why. Rev, you point out why we shouldn't waste our time. We gotta respect you for that. Rev, that's the same way.
I get facts.
Yes, I hear your facts.
Okay.
Listen to me. That's the same way in spite of your facts, right?
Nobody's listening.
Rev,
once their mind is made up to the PLP, they're not listening.
Rev, my point, what I'm trying to tell you, right? In spite of your facts, right? Your family members are big PLP, and
family
all
members,
not
members.
Okay. Yeah, members who's big PLP, and all of us who
are stalwart councillors too.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Rev, all of us, including the relatives, right? Respect us, Rev. Rev, you know what you say earlier, and listen to me. I ain't petty, and I ain't small-minded, I blind. I can't see out my eyes. You say you gotta be blind. Then you went as far as to say that you explain what you mean, and so it ain't mean like you just talking about a blind person like me.
Not the sight. Not the sight. I tell you over and over because even though you don't have sight, you are a very intelligent person.
Blind or not, sight or not, or even being on the wrong side, it's your rights to be it. Let me tell you something. Just how you supporting the free, just how some people supporting the Free National Movement, speaking generally, some people will tell you because of what they did in the last 5 years, they was there. They still don't deserve to come back, and that's their right to think that way.
That's true.
Like with you feel like what we've gone through for the last 5 years. We don't have to waste time with the PLP. We need to respect you. Respect us. We ain't blind. We ain't stupid. We choose yellow. We choose gold. We choose Perry Christie. Respect us for that.
I respect you for that.
Thank you. Don't call them blind enough. That's their right to do
it.
Some people might say you stupid or you a jackass. So what you do?
Cut him off.
Thank you very much.
Let's go to the next caller. Papa, you know you gotta use some kind of language on this show. I respect you, but don't get out of hand. Afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I trust you are well.
I am well. How are you?
May I make a suggestion?
Certainly.
When there are other persons who are trying to get in, I believe they too are entitled to have a say on your program.
Absolutely.
I don't feel that you should run on and run on and run on with just frequent callers, chronic callers. Okay?
Okay.
Now that's only my suggestion.
Thank you very much for your suggestion. We always say we caution our callers to be succinct, be brief, and to the point so that we can allow other callers to participate.
Now, I'm calling in defense of Mr. Sherlin Hall, because I feel that even though I was among those who did not feel comfortable with him dealing with the matter at hand, I want to say in his defense, if he delegated the responsibility for the issue down at the sports center, it was no longer his responsibility to see that it was carried out, even though we know the way our government is set up, the buck must stop someplace. I don't know whether the minister took responsibility for anything, because apparently with this government, I've noticed, they are always prepared to duck and dodge and pass the buck over to somebody else.
Well, caller, at the events last week during the advanced polling, had they gone in a more positive direction, Mr. Sherlin Hall, Prime Minister Perry Christie, and Dr. B.J. Nottage would have taken full credit for it.
I believe
they all must share the responsibility for the fiasco. Whether it was delegated to Mr. Carl Smith or not, they are all responsible.
Any idea of why the voting box was late in arriving from just across the Farrington Road, which under normal circumstances would only take about 10 minutes?
But caller, whether it took 10 minutes or not, I think you have to give adequate time for possible delays. It is a short distance from the sports center. The ballot boxes were late. That's one. But the main thing is they had publicized that there were going to be 2 locations for voting. Then abruptly they changed it and only had it at the Kendall GL Isaacs
one
location, which caused a considerable amount of delays, inconvenience, and unnecessary hardship on the voters. But as far as the ballot box is concerned, we have never gotten an explanation as to why did they reach late. All we had from Mr. Hall was checked with Mr. Smith.
Mr. Carl Smith.
Is it possible that Mr. Sherlin Hall did not know of the change?
He is now. You see, I believe that when you're in charge, you got to be in charge. If you are not in charge, you don't know what's going on, then you ought not to be in charge.
And Mr. Sherlin Hall did say the last-minute decision was made by Mr. Carl Smith. He did say that.
So I believe Mr. Carl Smith was ordered to shift that by the minister himself. That is my feeling.
Well, that's his boss.
You could be correct.
That's his boss.
And I believe it was deliberate.
You could be correct.
That is your rights.
And it's about time in this country we get it straight. But you're not going to get it straight, as we have seen, and I want to say, I can say it again over and over and over, despite the fact that the PLP callers may be angry at what I have to say, but you see, whenever you see they get angry and start going off, you know that you are talking the truth and they cannot defend it. So they start off with a lot of innuendos and a bunch of counter attacks. The fact of the matter is this. Nothing that we have announced or said here today on this show are not the facts. We're not getting upset, but you see, they are getting upset, and they're getting upset because they know that they are losing. And so people, whenever you are losing, you get upset and you start cursing and you start carrying on. You want to fight. But as far as the election is concerned, I prayed to God that the Bahamians would take away the emotions. This is a very, very important election. Obviously, it's a very, very important one for those who are governing the country. They don't want to lose it. They have something sweet. They have something that perhaps the best side of heaven going on for them right now. And they will do all that they can to hold on to it. At the same time, the Bahamian people have to make the decision as to whether these people are governing in your best interests as a whole, not for some select few. People who may be getting contracts, who are getting part of the sweet deal, who are on the gravy train. Well, is it benefiting all of us? Obviously not, because the country is standing to lose. It's the dollar is perhaps standing to lose the valuation. We have a big problem with Bank of the Bahamas, which is owned by the government. They are the central bank. There is legal wrangling going on between them, and they're standing. They have continued to lose money, the Bahamian people money, taxpayers' money. We don't know who the Progressive Liberal Party government is protecting. Those persons who may have loans. Request has been made to divulge. Let us know, because that's the public money, you know. We can hide on bank secrecy as much as we like, but that's the taxpayers' money. The taxpayers ought to know what's going on with their money. Now, I know I said a mouthful there. I don't know if I answered what you were going to say.
Just finally, a question. Do you know whether we recovered any of the money for the Bank of the Bahamas?
Recovered? They, the former prime minister said they just had to put $50 million back in there to shore it up again.
And we want to know whether Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, as the Minister of Finance, got approval to put our money into the bank.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day and enjoy the rest of the week.
We have another caller? All right, let's take a break. We have to take another break. We'll take our second break, and when we come back, we'll continue our discussions, ladies and gentlemen. This is Straight Talk. We're coming back after you hear from our sponsors.
Straight Talk, Straight Talk. Straight Talk, Straight Talk.
The best tasting roasted peanuts in the whole wide world are Nature's Gifts Roasted Peanuts. Proprietor Derek Sims applies his personal touch by roasting peanuts to perfection. Get your peanuts in light, medium, and dark. Call 431-7710 to place your order. Nature's Gifts Roasted Peanuts on Market Street and Bacardi Road.
Southern Shores, you deserve better, and better is coming soon. Team Campbell has mobilized and is ready to restore a clean environment free from illegal dumping, dredging, and unkept streets. Team Campbell will restore the spirit of community, where law enforcement and residents will work hand in hand to ensure safety and security. Your highways will be fixed so that motorists can move around quickly, while also ensuring the safety of your pedestrians. You know him as 40, and whenever the bell rings, vote Frankie Campbell, Free National Movement.
Hello, my name is Frankie Campbell, and I approve this
Global 99.5 FM and Straight Talk will broadcast the 2017 general election results live beginning 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Join Straight Talk host Gregory Colley and Martin Aubrey for up-to-the-minute general election results from the close of the polls to the final tally. Tune in to Global 99.5 FM for the complete rundown and political analysis of the 175 candidates in 39 constituencies on General Election Day. Don't you dare miss it.
LRD Construction has a proven track record as a general building and construction company. Its remarkable team is ready to provide quality and proficient service on projects big or small. LRD Construction can handle large commercial sites, new homes, apartments, condominiums, townhouses, home improvements, renovations, additions, and alterations. Call LRD Construction at 327-3769 or 433-6166. West Winds, Love Beach. That's LRD Construction.
For fast and efficient appraisals of homes, vacant land, and businesses, your choice should be First Choice Appraisal and Real Estate Sales. Contact broker appraiser Gregory Colley for all your real estate sales and appraisals. Call 422-3010, 565-8896, or 341-0582 for listings of vacant land, residential and commercial properties, and all your appraisal needs.
48 hours. Bahamas. Can you feel it? Can you see it? Change is on the way.
48 hours before decision time, and the PLP are getting more and more desperate.
They can feel the change coming. They can feel that it's the people's time. The Free National Movement will hold a mass rally today, Monday, May 8th, at the Carnival site at the QE Sports Center. Come and join your F&M Change team as they bring the message for a better Bahamas.
Come and be a part of your movement.
The people's movement. This one will be hot. Our next Prime Minister of the Bahamas, our leader, Dr. Hubert Minnis, will share with you his plans for the burning issue.
Color Red is on the move today at 8 p.m.
The Carnival site, QE Sports Center.
Change is here.
It's the people's time.
The PFP them say that they sorry. Yes, they know, we know that they let us down, but it's much too late to say sorry.
Who are you going to vote for? Are you a diehard supporter, undecided, or do you believe that it's time for a change? Well, Popper and Bannister need to know. Who are you gonna vote for? Join Popper and Bannister live election dialogue on Global 99.5 FM Sundays 5 to 7 p.m. That's Popper and Bannister live election dialogue each Sunday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Global 99.5 FM. Be straight up and be real with your choice.
This is Straight Talk with Gregory McCauley. Call in and participate at 326-0271 on Global Radio 99.5 FM.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to be straight up with you, Papa. Your ending conversation was repulsive, was offensive, and I don't like it. And so I'm going to be straight up with you that it is very offensive. I don't like it, and I will not tolerate it. So therefore, I will not take your calls going forward. I had to reprimand you before. You got to know how to act, know what to say. You know about talk shows. You've been around them long enough. You should know how to behave. I didn't like your ending conversation. So I just want you to know how I feel. This is Straight Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to those of you who are just joining us. The numbers to call, 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0272, 326-0272. Or you can WhatsApp or text us at 552-7902, 552-7902. Martin?
Yeah, well, Mr. Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Christie was in, where was he? In Crooked Island on Saturday. And Mr. Christie said if the Free National Movement wins the election, Dr. Hubert Minnis would not be able to rely on former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram for leadership. He said because nobody listening to Dr. Minnis. He called Hubert Ingram out of retirement, and he says, I don't want you to forget this.
Let me.
It was Hubert and I that squared off. This is the Prime Minister talking. Give me 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
It was Hubert and I that squared off in 2012, and he asked the question, who won in 2012? Well, we know the answer. He continues, quote, so all I'm telling you is this. Whether it's Hubert Ingram, whether it's the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram, whether it's Papa Hubert Ingram, whether it's that Nux Hubert Ingram, whether it's Hubert Minnis, they will not be able to keep me from winning.
Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds familiar. You remember the statement in Exuma? God, you can't stop. God, you can't stop me now. Obviously, he's on the same trend. If God could not stop him, then certainly we don't expect, based on his rationalization, that Hubert Ingram or Hubert Minnis will be able to stop him. But I want to remind the Prime Minister, notwithstanding what he may say about Hubert Ingram, when he took ill in 2007, his term, was it not Hubert Ingram that his government turned to for advice to keep the PLP government going?
Oh yeah, that was the outgoing Prime Minister, and he knew how to run a government.
So only him one could call on Hubert Ingram for advice, and that Hubert Minnis would not be able to call on
the exclusive rights
to call on Hubert Ingram.
Yes,
only one man. So what's the why could only Perry Christie get advice from Hubert Ingram?
Have exclusive rights. Exclusive.
You see what I you see a lot of people don't remember this. When Mother Pratt was acting Prime Minister, she got advice from Hubert Ingram to keep the government going. Perry told her to call Hubert.
He wants Mr. Ingram to be on his side, because with Mr. Ingram on his side, then we would not be hearing from the former Prime Minister, who was questioning under what authority, legal authority, did the government use $50 million of the people's money to partially replenish the Bank of the Bahamas capital because of $100 million worth of non-performing loans. If Mr. Ingram was on Mr. Christie's side about this, and that's what I'm talking about. Mr. Christie is now panicking because Mr. Ingram is bringing out too much in this short space of time.
And they won't have enough time to respond.
And the window is closing.
Yes.
Because we're less than 9 days. Remember I tell you? They remember? Bahamians got short memory. They remember 9 days, but we can't forget in 3 days.
I'm going to repeat what I said earlier on the broken promises from the Progressive Liberal Party. And as I said, I will repeat that anyone who really thinks about this country, who has this country at heart, would not even be considering the Progressive Liberal Party to be returned. The number of missteps that the Progressive Liberal Party has made over the 5 years, the number of promises that the Progressive Liberal Party and Perry Gladstone Christie made to the Bahamian people, the broken promises, there's nothing even to be considered. The Progressive Liberal Party has lost 2 referendums. The biggest one, which is a blow to democracy, and the Bahamian people cannot forget this. They voted in a referendum to against the legalization of gambling. Perry Christie and the PLP said, the heck with what you had to say. I am going to legalize them anyway.
Well, all we are doing is reminding them of the promises that they made, the things that they did, the missteps that occurred. That's all we can do. Remind them.
That's our job.
Keep it in the forefront of their minds. And they will have to make their decision on D-Day.
Absolutely.
Which is Wednesday.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I have a text message here. It says, Perry Christie is not the true leader of the PLP. He is just one they put up in front for us to see and hear. The leaders are Marguerite Pinland, Paul McWhinney, Alison Maynard Gibson, Bradley Roberts, Valentine Grimes, etc. This next text here says, Mr. PM, Deputy PM, how are you? We are doing fine.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Mr. PM, can you believe the PLP putting PLP sign in every yard in eastern Nassau? By grab. And the next one says, the FNM will win 23 seats. Better, better, better is here. Then it says, Mr. PM, please tell Senator Monica to stop calling his name on the show. By grab, Rodney is full of shirt. Okay. Well, let me just go on to say, and again, ladies and gentlemen, our telephone lines 326-0271, 326-0271. If you want to get in to call us today, 326-0271, 326-0272, 326-0272. And I want to just remind our listeners of the number of broken promises and this is only a few because we can never name all of them. There are quite a bit, and I understand people getting upset because if the PLP lose, they know what they possibly stand to lose as well. And so I can understand you're getting hot under the collar, but let's get personal.
Well, you knew it was coming as the day gets closer, because there are many people out there who are dependent upon a PLP victory. And if you should stand in the way, you will get rolled over.
Well, one of the things I could tell you, I could brag and boast about, I get by being from no politician, by sticking under any party. I have achieved what I did through the grace of God, and I'm proud of that. I pulled my own self up by my own bootstraps. And so let me say once and for all, either way, it does not matter to me, but I can tell you that as far as this country is concerned, we need to put away our personal agenda and look for the good of this country. And no matter how blindly to whoever, the good of the country has to outweigh the welfare of the minority. Put another way, the welfare of the majority outweighs the welfare of the minority. And so the minority being those who are benefiting personally, whereas the majority of us are suffering as a result of the policies of the majority. Now, there are a list of broken promises by Perry Christie, and some of these would have been mentioned already by QC Harvey Tynes. Let me see if I can reject this call that's coming here on my, okay. And you would remember, Perry, before I go into my list, let me take this call. Welcome to Straight Talk. Good afternoon.
How you doing, Ray?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, that's Steve here. Let me cut down my, I'm listening on the internet, so I'm a little backward you still talking there. I didn't get
Don't-
that.
don't-
Well, I don't know
don't-
if it went out on
don't-
live
don't-
radio what Papa said, but I didn't get it on the internet, if that's any comfort to you. But hello, Ref?
You didn't hear, well, I believe we may have cut him quick enough that you didn't get it.
Right, the delay probably got it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear the word. But anyway, I just wanted to agree with Martin there. And good afternoon, Martin. How you doing, buddy?
Fine. How are you today?
I'm just good.
All
Those were my exact sentiments last night as I watched the show. And sometimes I feel like I'm just being biased because I'm so, I'm so anxious to have this thing over with the, with a new government. But last night I was a little upset because, man, they were playing with God last night, man. I mean, it was more like somebody said, touch the crowd and say amen. I've never seen people combine politics with worshiping God like that. I thought it was supposed to be a gospel concert. You come out there. As a matter of fact, they were wearing T-shirts. I mean, a political.
It was a political. It was a PLP event.
It was an event, yes. But I heard, I wasn't there. I wish I'd gone to see the attendance, but I heard it was a soft attendance. And another thing I noticed too, why is Christie so desperate for re-election? I mean, to this extent that if you know, and you said you did an outstanding job, what's your desperation? Sit back and let the people obviously vote you back in again. He's almost so sure that he will not be elected.
Steve,
he's swimming through his vomit again.
Steve.
Yes.
If you really think that the Progressive Liberal Party thought that they did such an excellent job, would they be campaigning this hard?
Thank you very much.
Well, would they have to erect so many billboards to get the place look so look so like junky? They have every building they find, they're putting up a bunch of posters and things on there. They are just it reminds me when the UBP got the throne in '67. I saw they had the UBP stickers all over the place. I saw several cars. You couldn't even know whether the car was black, yellow, or pink.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, the former prime. One minute, Colbert. The former Prime Minister, Hubert Alexander Ingram, posed the question, why is Perry Christie at age 73 staying on in politics when even his fellow PLPs have urged him to call it quits? Well, the answer is simply this. Mr. Christie is riding a tiger. And we've been told that if he should fall off the tiger or if he retires, he fears that he will be eaten alive and destroyed by all the corruption, the scandals, the missteps, the things that he's allowing his ministers of government to do and to get away with, and that he will go under with his
beneficiary of it.
Absolutely.
Right.
So
thanks very much. I'm just listening.
Therein lies the reason why he will fight to the end.
Well, I think narcissistic and ego and psychopaths has something to do with it.
He's trying to even and then surpass Mr. Ingram's record 3 times as Prime Minister.
I think that's petty.
Then he's going after Sir Lyndon's record, longest. Then
even more petty.
Then the former Premier Sir Roland Simmon's record.
Well, you're talking nothing but egos. as Rome burns, as we say, all he's trying to do is secure some kind of fantasy legacy because we already have this man calculated or evaluated. I mean, he's a failure. Don't fail. He can't show us one thing he did. Not one thing. All he is this person in charge of every dollar that every Bahamian has. That's every
Did you see Mr. Christie last night? He was patting on the heart. He's a man of heart.
Yeah.
And he has the best interest of the people in his heart.
Yes.
Did you not see and hear?
I saw it.
Thank you very much.
The Bible, you know, the Bible says that what's inside a man comes out through his mouth, right?
As a man, as
he think it, so is he. Now, if Mr. Christie have a good heart, Have you seen those things formulated by
it's
his
like,
policies?
It is like crude will rise to the top.
Thank you very much, David. You have
Is it
another caller? Let's go to the phone lines then. Welcome, Straight Talk. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Colley.
Good afternoon.
Martin, how you doing? Martin, you said something just now, right? Or just a couple minutes back, right? You said the former prime minister is bringing up some issues, right? That that deserve some answers, right? But Martin, what does that say for Dr. Minnis?
So tell me where you headed. Let's go.
Because these issues should be no matter how much Mr. Ingram come out and talk.
Yes.
He's not on the ballot. Dr. Minnis is the man who's the leader of the FNM. These issues should have been brought to the front by him.
So if he is not on the ballot, then why is Perry Christie saying, you heard what Mr. Ingram say? He is threatening again to fire people.
I'm listening to you.
He's not going to be the prime minister if the FNM wins.
Martin, I work with them. I support DNA last election.
Yes.
I can support them this time. As far as I'm concerned,
yes.
I put two of them in the same bucket and say they just alike.
Okay.
Because many of the things what happens under the PLC happen under the FNM, because they talk about the money going missing. Under the FNM, somebody walk out the cabinet, and you a newsman then walk out the cabinet downtown with a box of money. So we always say in the DNA, two of them just alike. No difference.
I understand. But what do you say about this?
But Martin, I want to say something.
I want to say something before you go on.
Okay, go ahead.
You're saying them two are alike, but why are they telling me that the PLP and the DNA are tied at the big toe?
No way. No. You see,
why are they telling me that?
No. That's the FNM and the PLP story. Okay, one will say if you vote for the DNA, you're voting for the FNM. If you vote for the DNA, you vote for the PLP. That is not true. See, they feel threatened by us. And the bottom line, they feel, and if they believe that we have some in this election,
yes,
they are really mistaken.
How many seats do you predict the DNA will win this election on Wednesday?
Martin,
Sir.
let me say this. I can speak for me. I have one vote.
Yes.
But hold on, Martin. If it come down to counting votes,
yes,
and those close race, the DNA can play a very important part in this election.
You're so right.
Where the seats are not. But don't take us for granted and say if they don't believe we are a threat, why they continue trying to convince people that a vote for us is a vote in the garbage and all kinds of other nonsense they talk about.
Let me ask you a question,
but Martin, I want to say something too.
Yeah, go ahead.
As a DNA supporter,
you're talking to Martin, you don't want to talk to me, eh?
Okay, yeah, Mr. Collins, I'm talking to you too, sir. But I can say this. What concerns me?
I know Martin is your friend.
No, I know Martin. I met Martin a couple of times.
You don't like talking to me.
No, Mr. Collins, talk to you too. I don't. I show you respect too. But Martin, Mr. Collins, you know what concerns me as a DNA, and I tell my DNA supporters this. The PLP, know what you say, but them party got too much support. Their support out there, you look around, these guys, for people saying they're the worst government, they have support. And some of the people you see supporting the PLP, there's no need for them to support the PLP. They're independent.
You're so right.
This party has support, too much support, and that's my concern as a DNA.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Before the call, we have another caller. Good, I can go on then. I was beginning to start to
the promises.
The promises, and then we'll take a break shortly after I would have read these. Number one, and I hope you're taking notes. If you are, the first one we have here, Perry Christie promised to step down after serving half of his term as prime minister leading up to the 2012 general election. Did you remember that?
He changed his mind.
All right. Yes. Okay. That was broken. Brave Davis started to look towards saying that he's going to become prime minister, thought that Perry Christie was going to hand the government over to him. That didn't happen.
And what Mr. Christie told him? Stay in your corner.
Stay. And he put Mr. Davis in his corner, and he stayed there, and he wasn't man enough to open his mouth.
He wasn't man enough to come out of the corner during the election. When was that? The convention.
Convention, yes.
Absolutely.
Number two.
Do you remember?
Yep. Number two, Perry Christie said he had no horse in the race regarding the referendum on the legalization of gambling, that he would abide by the wish of the electorate. The Bahamian people voted in the majority to not go along with the proposition to legalize gambling. Mr. Christie then turned around, made an about face, and he went ahead in his government and legalized
No,
gambling.
sir.
So that was broken.
Obi Wilscombe was in charge of that.
It doesn't matter. He's the
I'm telling you,
is he a member of the Progressive
Obi
Labour Party?
Wilscombe was the boss.
Is he a member of the Progressive
He
Labour
made
Party?
the decision.
Is he a member of the Progressive Labour Party?
I'm helping you, you know.
Yeah.
I'm helping you.
I
It's got
know.
nothing to do with the Prime Minister to write over Perry Christie.
He is.
Obi Wilscombe overrided him.
Okay, well, then that lends credence to the text writer who says Perry Christie in charge of the government.
Well, they're so right.
Okay. Number 3, Perry Christie and his government promised Marco Law. Remember, Dr. Brennan Nordage promised that Marco Law was coming by a certain date. It's come and it's gone, and we still don't have
They
Marco
say
Law.
Mr. Dr. B.J. Nottage had no authority to create Marco's Law.
All right, Perry Christie and his government. Number 5. Number 4, Perry Christie promised a new generation of leaders. You remember what happened to them?
You saw. It's so clear. They're all where? Somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
Amen.
Quickly after they won the government, those new generation leaders went in the back, and the old leaders
disappeared.
emerged. They're just going straight in the back. And the same thing is being done again this time, members of the public. You see Butch Stewart being paraded. You see Gregory.
What's Gawala?
I call him Butch Stewart.
Former Commodore.
Butch Gavala. You see Greg Burrows.
Yes.
You see Dr. What that man name? Dr.
Charles Clark.
Charles Clark. You see the two
You
women.
see Norris Bain.
You see Norris Bain, who was
Cheryl
who ran
Bazard.
F&M last time.
They're
Now he's
pushing
PLP.
them all up
Pushing
in the
them all
front.
up front again. Same tactic.
New generation.
You're gonna be fooled again, ladies and gentlemen.
Generation of leaders.
My God. This is Straight Talk. We're coming back after we hear from our sponsors. How much time you can be fooled?
2 more times.
There is only one pharmacy in Nassau that never says no and offers you great service. Doc's Pharmacy in the Ridgeland Mall for all of your pharmaceutical and prescription needs. At Doc's Pharmacy, great service is more than just giving prices. Filling your prescription is easy. Just call 322-3627 today. Doc's Pharmacy in the Ridgeland Mall, Robinson Road. The pharmacy that never says no.
For fast and efficient appraisals of homes, vacant land, and businesses, your choice should be First Choice Appraisal and Real Estate Sales. Contact broker appraiser Gregory Colley for all your real estate sales and appraisals. Call 422-3010, 565-8896, or 341-0582 for listings of vacant land, residential and commercial properties, and all your appraisal needs.
Bahamas. Can you feel it? Can you see it? Change is on the way.
48 hours before decision time, and the PLP are getting more and more desperate.
They can feel the change coming. They can feel that it's the people's time. The Free National Movement will hold a mass rally today, Monday, May 8th, at the Carnival site at the QE Sports Center. Come and join your F&M Change team as they bring the message for a better Bahamas.
Come and be a part of your movement.
The people's movement. This one will be hot. Our next Prime Minister of the Bahamas, our leader, Dr. Hubert Minnis, will share with you his plans for the burning issue.
Color Red is on the move today at 8 p.m.
The Carnival site, QE Sports Center.
Change is here.
It's the people's time.
The PLP them say that they sorry. Yes, they know, we know that they let us down, but it's much too late to say sorry.
LRD Construction has a proven track record as a general building and construction company. Its remarkable team is ready to provide quality and proficient service on projects big or small. LRD Construction can handle large commercial sites, new homes, apartments, condominiums, townhouses, home improvements, renovations, additions, and alterations. Call LRD Construction at 327-3769 or 433-6166. West Winds Love Beach.
That's LRD Construction. Who are you going to vote for? Are you a diehard supporter, undecided, or do you believe that it's time for a change? Well, Popper and Bannister need to know. Who are you gonna vote for? Join Popper and Bannister live election dialogue on Global 99.5 FM Sundays 5 to 7 p.m. That's Popper and Bannister live election dialogue each Sunday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Global 99.5 FM. Be straight up and be real with your choice. Southern Shores, you deserve better, and better is coming soon. Team Campbell has mobilized and is ready to restore a clean environment free from illegal dumping, dredging, and unkept streets. Team Campbell will restore the spirit of community, where law enforcement and residents will work hand in hand to ensure safety and security. Your highways will be fixed so that motorists can move around quickly, while also ensuring the safety of your pedestrians. You know him as 40, and whenever the bell rings, vote Frankie Campbell, Free National Movement.
Hello, my name is Frankie Campbell, and I approve this message.
Global 99.5 FM and Straight Talk will broadcast the 2017 general election results live beginning 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Join Straight Talk host Gregory Colley and Martin Aubrey for up-to-the-minute general election results from the close of the polls to the final tally. Tune in to Global 99.5 FM for the complete rundown and political analysis of the 175 candidates in 39 constituencies on General Election Day. Don't you dare miss it.
The best tasting roasted peanuts in the whole wide world are Nature's Gifts roasted peanuts. Proprietor Derek Sims applies his personal touch by roasting peanuts to perfection. Get your peanuts in light, medium, and dark. Call 431-7710 to place your order. Nature's Gifts roasted peanuts on Market Street and Bacardi Road. Peanuts!
Give me some straight talk, and hold the sugar, please. Straight talk.
Yeah, hold the sugar, please. No sweet talking, no jive talking, just straight talking. That's all we do here. And no mumbo jumbo jive, just straight talk. We're just doing it straight, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't like it,
you're continuing with your list of promises, or failed promises.
All right.
Yes.
Number 5, Perry Christie promised to be the bridge to the future. That was broken. Perry Christie promised to fix crime. Well, I need to tell you about crime. You know the crime is out of hand. Today, we already have 52 murders, ladies and gentlemen, for 2017. And I just read that somebody got killed last evening or so. The numbers just keep racking up. Perry Christie has been a dismal failure, according to QC. Harvey Tynes, Perry Christie promised, and this thing says, man, I can't take no more lies. Vote them out, May 10th, 2017. And so I've given you the facts, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, it's up to you to ignore those things if it's up to you. But I tell you, we will be doing it. Miles Monroe, before he died, said that the country is going to hell in a handbasket. I think we are way past that. Nothing has been done to try to turn it around. We've seen the deterioration of our country, its finances, in the standing. Our economy is not growing. Unemployment continue to rise. There is still great uncertainty as it relates to Bahama. We still don't have that deal signed yet. No buyer has signed on the dotted line going into election 2 days before the general election. We still don't have that uncertainty. Despite the hype, the public relations by the Progressive Liberal Party. And we pray and hope that that will be resolved, because we have too many young people, too many people out of work. And it's just unsustainable, the position we are in. And ladies and gentlemen, we have to really think in terms of our country, where we're headed, and we have to really think about people who we are going to put in place to run this country. Obviously, the Christie administration, Mr. Perry Christie himself has a lot, and I believe he must be very, very timid, very frightened at the prospect. He has been to this juncture before. He's been a one-time. He's gone down in history to be the first one-time prime minister. He now faced that prospect again that he will repeat it, and so you can understand the desperation on behalf of Perry Christie, the Progressive Liberal Party. Although this time I think they made more money than the first time. And in the first Perry Christie government, when they were talking billions and billions of dollars that we couldn't touch, we couldn't put a hand on.
They were over the barrier.
The investment was right over the yes. Now this time, when things were very, very good for them, and when all the promises for the economy looked very bright, he lost the government. And what do you think this time made it even worse?
And guess what? There's no new money.
No new money.
No new money.
Same money circulating.
No new money. That's not good.
Let's go to the phone lines. Welcome, Straight Talk. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Bishop. Good afternoon, Martin Aldridge.
How are you, my good friend?
I'm very good. I see you all talking about politics, but are we supposed to be a Christian nation?
It is in the preamble to our Constitution.
Because I saw something for the first time on Saturday that left me in shock and awe. And I'm wondering what kind of Christian or religious nation we are with the type of vulgarity and frolicking that I saw in the streets of New Providence on Saturday. You see, whilst we're talking about political change, okay, there is a cultural shift that is occurring in the front of our very eyes, and for the greater part, the majority of us are failing to recognize it or to even see it. I walked out to Blue Hill Road on Saturday. I saw people having sex in the street.
Say what?
Well, they might as well be having sex in the street. For what I saw on what they call
Carnival?
The road march.
Uh-huh.
No, man, that's unacceptable. And that is now the culture shift in the Bahamas. Well, then, can you imagine 5 years from now what kind of behavior will be on the streets of New Providence?
No, but don't forget, two adults were charged for having actual sex in the street.
I wasn't aware of that.
You didn't know about that?
No.
Oh, yes, sir. They were charged. They were two cousins, ball naked, having sex in the hot tub.
Not during Carnival, though.
Well, they were having their own carnival.
Weeks before Carnival.
They were preparing for it, I guess.
Yeah, so we are allowing a culture shift to happen in our nation, and there's no checks and balance on it.
But there are a lot of new norms that we are just simply accepting. New norms that are being introduced to us, and we are not. It's surprising that the stand-up citizens in this country, they're not speaking out. They're not standing up for what obviously is a decaying, dying nation. And we're not setting examples for our young people. We are fastly going in the opposite direction. I remind the country about the statement that Dr. Miles Monroe made before his death, that the country, the Bahamas, is going to hell in a handbasket.
Well, apparently so, sir. But we really need, for the next Carnival, to have more stock and control on the vulgarity.
But that's the nature of Carnival. We have imported this culture that is foreign to the Bahamas, and have embraced it. And we are looking to perfect it. It appears that we are going to do worse than they've been doing down south.
You see, that's what I'm saying. We are perfecting it now. 10 years down the road, this is a normalcy because it is passed on to the children. So the children will accept that kind of behavior as a regular norm. And there must be check and balances going forward on that, in my opinion. It shouldn't be left like that, unchecked. You follow what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And so somebody's got to say something. Where's the Christian Council? Where are the leading ministers? In a Christian nation, that type of vulgarity should not be allowed under no conditions. That's my contribution for today.
Thank you very much,
Thank you very much, caller.
Have a good one.
You too. All right, we have a call from it's an outside call. Let's take this call. Welcome to Straight Talk. Good afternoon, caller.
Greg, how are you?
I'm fine. Yourself?
Martin Albury, how are you?
I'm doing good. All right. Welcome aboard.
Good. I heard you all talking about Rome burning down. Rome don't have to burn down. If the Hindu people would be so naive to put the PLP back, then yeah, it sure will burn to the ground. But I believe that Commonwealth say that they're going to do the right thing and get rid of lousy Perry Christie and this runaway bridesmaid and groomsmen. Greg, you got what I sent to you?
I got it, but I sent you back some information. I need to know the address. And could you get some more intelligence? I need to know.
I sent it to you.
You said it?
I sent it to you. Yes, I sent the address to you.
Okay, and do you have any documentation to show that that place actually belonged to them?
Well, based on what I got was what I sent to you.
You can see some documentation with that name showing that address as theirs.
Yes, it is. It is showing as theirs.
The picture.
Look at it.
The picture paints 1,000 words.
I sent the pictures to you, Greg.
No, I saw the pictures. Listen to what Martin is saying, though. The pictures along with the fact showing the paperwork, showing the address with that name on it.
That'll paint an even more beautiful.
You understand what I'm saying?
Greg,
you got a utility bill. You got a you got
a bank statement, right?
Yeah,
you got a bank statement, right?
They are refuting. They're saying that's fake.
Fake news.
What's fake?
They're saying the documentation from the bank is fake.
You know, they will say anything. I don't believe it.
I know, but
I don't believe it for 1 minute. I don't believe it for 1 minute. I don't believe it for 1 minute, Greg. You know, they're shady like that.
But you know,
they are extremely shady like that.
Yeah, well, I know, and nobody ever admits that they are guilty when they go to court, as the former prime minister say, and as a law student myself, I know you must have facts. When you present it before the court, you must have irrefutable fact, because people will deny it until you show them the facts. Then they will back down. You understand what I'm saying?
You know, yeah, that is so easy too, you know, because I mean, the way how that is situated, Greg, you don't even need a PI to like really, do nothing. You can actually go there, and just stand up and wait. To be honest with you, and you know, the good thing about those places too is that you know, inside everybody names are actually inside and what floor they are and all those different types of stuff. That's the way it is.
But if you can get a utility, if you can get a copy of a utility bill, you have access, because you know in the United States they put these things online and they're accessible. They don't hide things like us, so you can get it.
Well, you know, I definitely gonna do my homework. Right?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that. But I mean, it's just appalling. I mean, it is disgusting, Greg, to see how the Bahamas have sank to an all-time low. But mind you, Mr. Ingram told them, you know, hey, you elect the PLP, you elect a bunch of crooks and thieves. Mr. Ingram told them that back in 2012. And what's so funny, though, Greg, is, have you and Martin noticed anything at all, though? Under every Christie-led administration, Allison Maynard Gibson is caught up in some kind of conflict of interest or some kind of foolishness, why she just can't just, hey, just stay out, get lost, once and fall, and drift off into the sunset?
What?
She have to be.
You don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know who her father was, eh?
Allegedly, the all-for-me baby
No,
clan.
allegedly. His name was the Honorable Clement T. What his name, Albanians? Maynard.
Trevelyan.
Okay, well, I know it's up with T.
Yes.
All right, Maynard. And so, therefore, he declared that this country belongs to the PLB.
And they'll have it no other
His
way.
favorite song was this song.
And
What the song was?
When the PLP is in power, well, this land is
This
your
land
land.
is your land. This is my land.
My land.
Yeah. That
Are
was
you
his
still there?
favorite song.
And when they are in
Right, I want to
power,
ask you and Martin. I want to ask you and Martin right now. God spare our lives Wednesday night. Not if the F&M win. When the victory celebration begins, will you and Martin continue to remind the Bahamian people and the Hubert Menace-led government to prosecute those persons who was found guilty of using our money to better themselves, lovers, family, and friends?
Well, I can
Would
tell
you
you.
all keep the fire?
I can
Would you
tell
all
you.
keep the fire? See, not because some of us might be affiliated with a particular party, Greg.
Listen.
Means that we have to drop the ball. See,
Let me
because
answer your
the
question.
Bahamas is big. Go ahead, Greg.
Let me answer your question. As far as I'm concerned, I have repeated it. I have what I have by no political party, I'm a self-made man through the Lord, my Lord and Savior, my God, who has given me grace and mercy to do and attain what I have. I ain't get it through no politics. So therefore, I can tell you that as a pastor, as a preacher, as a man of God, I hold, who's my boss? God. And so if I see, according to these things that Dr. Menace and the F&M has promised, and they're not standing to them, we will continue to speak to those issues.
Very well, Greg. And just let me say, happy.
And I know play, man of God.
Happy 5 years, Greg. Come on. You're talking to your family here.
No, I'm talking for those who listen out there. I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to those who listen.
Okay. Happy 5 years anniversary, and may the good Lord continue to bless you and take you to higher heights. Give my love to the wife and you and Martin. Because it's a pity that due to grave circumstances beyond my control, I cannot get here to vote. I have tickets and everything that I had anticipating on being there, but due to circumstances beyond one of your cousins who's affiliated with me, there are some stuff that actually came up that I definitely have to speak to you on. That's the reason why I asked you the other day to definitely get in touch with me. Rather important, Greg. It's extremely important, Greg, that you get in touch with me.
All right, I'll do that. I'll try to do
Say
that.
no more.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, Greg. Alrighty.
All right. All right, I got several text messages. Good afternoon. Man, the PLP going down fighting. Perry want to stay in power. Plenty VAT money out there. Still Bradley Roberts going quiet since Papa come out. Or he's still digging up the records on Mr. Keith Bell. So you go on and send the drone over the crowd tonight, or you?
Oh,
so
yes.
You go and send the drone over the crowd tonight, or you taking it to Elusha.
Somebody know
PLP and
drone.
F&M having rally up there.
Somebody.
What about the rumors of the ballot boxes in Freeport? We have heard about ballot boxes rumor in Freeport. I've had my intelligence check that story out. They're still trying to gather the necessary information, but we have no confirmation that what is being sent out has in fact taken place.
Well, I understand there were some ballot boxes under the stairway at the Parliamentary Registration Department.
Here in Nassau.
And I believe that once I know they were there and others knew, well, they must have secured them by now.
Next text says, well, let's not forget Ingram said he was ashamed of Bahamians and Bahamians can't run nothing. Well, that's pure propaganda, again, by the PLP. So we take that for what it's worth. Yes, I'm not going to read that because it's also talking about the ballot boxes at Freeport and rumors about a certain minister and a PLP operative that there is something, but I don't. Martin, somebody sent me a text, said they want to know whether you were at a F&M rally with a striped black and white shirt on, with a cigar in your mouth, and your belly was protruding.
Which rally they referring to?
To the F&M rally last week.
And which rally? Well, they didn't know that I was on assignment. I had my drones flying over. They didn't know. Tell them they got to look for me in different colors. And it would not be with a cigar.
Well, I said them a note, said that before I even hear your response, it can't be you. I know they ain't be you. But they still wanted me to
never with a cigar. Never.
Next text says, if the Bahamian people vote for corruption and dishonesty, we will be the laughing stock of the world. Well, I heard a comment by one of the U.S. The number of the garbage that the politicians tell us and that we believe and go along with, we really strange people.
Garbage.
Because in the United States, they would never accept the kind of things that our politicians tell us and do here in the Bahamas.
Well, tell the Americans they need to tell me what Trump told them. Yeah, that's the first thing I want them to tell me. Was it garbage? What was it? What did Mr. Donald Trump tell you to cause you to do what you did? The Bahamas is for Bahamians, and we know exactly what to do.
And we will do.
We know how to sieve through foolishness to find sense. So, anything further from the Americans, I will look at it as being nonsense.
Or just pure meddling. Pure meddling. 3260271, 3260271. We have about a couple of minutes left before we wrap up the show. 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, or you can WhatsApp or text us at 552-7902, 552-7902. And also, I want to remind you of this programming change. Tomorrow, there will be no Straight Talk from 2 to 4 p.m., but we will be broadcasting live from the R.M. Bailey Free National Movement. Will be holding their mass rally, the last mass rally for before election. So we will be broadcasting live beginning at 6 p.m. And also, we'll remind you, programming change on Wednesday. There will not be any Straight Talk due to the election. We can't broadcast. We could broadcast, but we can't talk in politics. This is a political show, so we can't. We can be hard pressed.
We won't be talking
baseball.
baseball.
We won't be talking baseball. So we will be bringing you live election coverage starting at 6 p.m. Martin Aubrey and myself, we'll be along with some other folk will be joining us. We hope to have Senator Derek Sims also join us on election coverage. So we'll be broadcasting live beginning 6 p.m. tomorrow on Wednesday evening. And again, tomorrow we'll be broadcasting live from the R.M. Bailey site, the Free National Movement.
Tell them it's a Free National Movement rally.
Rally, of course. Yes.
Because we got no other business from anybody else.
Nobody else give up any business. In fact, they don't want us on their site because
they don't know. I'm a straight talker.
We talk straight.
I talk the way it is.
But it's just like we've been saying. If you ain't PLP, they gain you the money. If you ain't talking, they talk. They gain you the money.
And I don't know what's going on in the war room.
Yeah.
So
they're not gonna bring us there. So that is the case. Is that a call? No. Well, Matt, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up, and let's say thank you very much to our listeners for tuning in today. And we told you about all the long list, the number of the PLP government crisis, and you be the judge. Is it going to be a bad omen for the government on election day or not? Well, we can certainly only provide you with the information. I began by telling you a poem by MDs called Promises, Promises, listed a long, winding road, long list of promises that the government said it was going to do for you over the last 5 years. It started with Mr. B.J. Nottage and Philip Brave Davis telling us all kind of things they were going to promise us. 10,000 jobs in the first 100 days. You remember that? Somebody says you don't need to be repeating old stories. Well, if you, my people, don't remember some things, then we're here to remind you. And once again, we hope to see you tomorrow from 6 until it's all over at R.M. Bailey Park. Until then, I'm Martin. Let's turn it back over to Bishop Colley.
Thank you very much, Martin. And we want to thank all of you for joining us today on Straight Talk. Thank you for your text messages. Thank you for your telephone calls. We want to thank our listeners and our viewers on Facebook. Thank you very much for joining us. We want to thank our sponsors. Today's show has been brought to you by the following sponsors: by Doc's Pharmacy, by Massa Assist, by Nature's Gifts Fresh Roasted Peanuts, by Sammy's Chicken, by First Choice Appraisals and Sales, by Frankie Campbell and the Southern Shores F&M Association, by Geneva Brass Seafood, by LRD Construction, and by Bannister and Porpoise Election Dialogue Talk Show. On behalf of our producer and engineer, Nathan, and my co-host, Martin Aubrey, this is your host, Greg Colley. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. from the R.M. Bailey Park, the Free National Movement's mass rally. Have a good evening. God bless you. Be safe out there.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions